Hello everyone, you are all welcome to lecture number 662, and today's topic is the separation of glycoside from other unwanted substances, means other impurities. So in previous lecture I have already discussed the extraction of plant material, and our focus is on purification of florinidal glycosides and their structure determination. So after getting the alcoholic extract, and from that extract, as I have already told you, that we have removed the alcoholic content. Now it is called alcoholic concentrate. So this alcoholic concentrate is having lot of impurities, lot of other substances. Even some of the organic compounds, their structures are very much related to fluid structures. They are so much homogeneous, so much close related structures that it is very, very difficult to separate and purify from them. So in this case, first we will start removing chlorophyll and waxy material from that alcoholic concentrate. So first is treatment with such type of solvents. Here the selection of solvent is very important. First time in the case of extraction of plant material we selected, because we are aiming for florinidal glycosides. So for florinidal glycosides, the best solvents are, I have already told you, methyl alcohol, ethyl acetate, water, etc. But if suppose we are aiming to extract terpene, so for terpene extraction, the best solvents are, that is petroleum ether, benzene, hexane, because all terpenes, they are essential oil and they are soluble there. So in here, the selection of solvents on the basis of their polarity is very important. And here the students or researchers who are doing research in phytochemistry or pharmaceutical chemistry, their concept of polarity of solvent should be very clear. Otherwise, it will be difficult for them to isolate and purify the organic compounds or phytochemicals. So here we are only interested in fluorine molecule, and for that we have already done the chemical reaction test, that is presence of phenolic with alcoholic ferric chloride, it gave blue color reaction. Secondly, with magnesium chips and concentrated hydrochloric acid, it gave red color. So that is very clear that this alcoholic concentrate is rich in flavonoid. So, but it is associated with lot of organic and inorganic impurities. So stepwise, we are now proceeding towards the purification and removing the impurities or unwanted substances. So again here we have to go through the polarity of the solvent. So first we are interested to remove all the waxy, greasy material, color material, chlorophyll. So all these substances can be extracted out or can be removed by treating it with benzene, hexane and petroleum ether. So these are non-polar organic solvents. So once we are treating several times, we can remove all these substances which are interfering with this florinidal material. So after treating with benzene, we can say, generally we are using benzene or petroleum ether or hexane. So after treating with benzene, now all the chlorophyll and waxy material are removed. But still, in traces, some of the coloring materials or substances will be there. So in that condition, what we are going to do? We are calling it charcoaling. Charcoaling means we will prepare the charcoal bed either in funnel, or on Buchner funnel. Bed is prepared. Bed preparation means you take the 200 gram as per your requirement or 400 gram, and then you put some organic solvent, shake it, and then you put on that filter paper Wattman, and smooth bed will be ready. So in that case, for example, if we have this, so here, once you are putting, this will be charcoal bed, and this charcoal bed here, if you are putting your mixture of that is dissolved in alcohol, and you pass through it. So here, once you are collecting after charcoaling, meaning passing through the charcoal bed. So all other, any type of coloring material, all will be cleared, and your fluon molecules will be allowed to pass through this charcoal bed, and you will get here the mixture of fluon. But mixture of fluon doesn't mean that now it is purified. It will be having still lot of acid and base and free sugars, gummy mass. So to remove the sugar, we are doing fermentation. With the help of fermentation, it is removed, and then other acidic material we are treating with base like MgO, like barium hydroxide. So in this way, in the form of precipitate, they will be removed. So after removing all this, we have now the homogeneous mixture of fluon molecules, and this homogeneous mixture may be the mixture of 4, 5, 6 or 10 or 20 fluon molecules, because they are so much closely related. Their skeleton is the same, benzopyronucleus. Only they differ in their molecular weight in hydroxy pattern. So on that is not possible by any method. That's why up to 1950s, for phytochemists, it was very, very difficult to identify and separate this homogeneous mixture of fluoride molecules. And nowadays, fluoride molecules are very, very important because they are very powerful antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, and anti-cancerous. And those students or researchers who are interested to know about more about the fluoride glycosides, I have more than 50 publications on fluoride glycosides and some of the new structures which was established by us, our team workers, and they are given in my research papers, they are published. So if you are watching my lecture in subscription box, if you go, you will get it. It is there. So those who are interested in research paper, they can read all the methodology and their purification, structure determination, everything is given. So here, after getting this homogeneous mixture, after all this treatment, and this here towards purification is a very tedious and very difficult procedure here. Here we need lot of experienced people to handle this, because we can commit any mistake at any moment in terms of selecting the solvents on the basis of polarity, and again to understand whether what are the impurities are remaining, whether how many of them are filtered out, they are removed. And then what happened in 50s, it was not possible to separate this homogeneous, very closely related fluoride mixtures. By 60s, the chromatographic technique came. And these chromatographic techniques, they are very powerful tool to purify and separate them. And today it is very, very effective. And these chromatographic tools, they have thin layer chromatography, that is called TLC, paper chromatography, column chromatography, counter current chromatography, gas liquid chromatography. So there are a lot of chromatographies, but inside lab here, two chromatographies are enough for you to separate them and to purify them, either by TLC or by column. And these all chromatography techniques, if you are interested in detail, because here I am not going to discuss the chromatography chapter, because I have already discussed in my 110 or 120 lectures. If you go to my lecture by Professor Ajad Khan, chromatography, if you type on YouTube, all lectures will be downloaded and you can go through it. So now, with the help of thin layer chromatography, that is TLC, it is silica gel coated plate, and on that plate we will do the spotting, means we will apply the mixture of this is for example TLC plate, and this is the mixture of Fleon. So here on this plate we will put, this is line of application where we are applying with the help of capillary tube. This is line of application and this is the mixture of so many phenolide we don't know. And then in a jar we are putting, that is called solvent system, or we call it developer. Only thing is that your this line of application should not be inside the solvent system. So here, and this solvent system is again, it is very much selective. For flavonoidal glycosides, there are different type of polar solvents system. For example, the best solvent system what I used for flavonoidal glycosides is chloroform, methanol and water, CMW. And chloroform will be 35 ml, methanol will be 13 ml and water will be 1 ml. So that ratio is there, and with that solvent system once you put, then it will start moving. So maybe one spot here though. So in the form of spot, it will start separating, and here it is, if solvent front has gone up to this point, this is solvent front. So you remove the plate, and sometimes by our visible range we can see the colored spots in the case of Fleon, because they are phenolic, but sometimes they are not visible. So in that circumstances, you take it under UV light and they will be fluorescent, and by that you can mark how many fluorescent spots are there on that silica gel coated plate, that is TLC plate. And if in case it is not again appearing, then you take some dilute H2SO4 with water and spray it. So immediately the sugar which is present in glycoside will be charged with H2SO4, and black spot, very deep black, will appear, and in that case you can locate the spots. So in this way you are in position to identify that this particular homogeneous mixture, alcoholic extract, after all after removing of all impurities like fat, like wax, chlorophyll, acid material, all free sugar, it is the mixture of 4 Fleon nucleus or molecule. And after this identification, then our next step goes, once it is purified, crystallization. Crystallization is a very interesting part, and we have to be very expert in that to understand crystallization. First thing is that all this after separation, then once these spots are separated, Then we will go for crystallization. So that chapter I will be discussing in the next lecture. So I have already discussed all this procedure, but let me explain again this in writing. That the heading is removal of the substances which interfere with phenolidal glycosides, means what are the different type of impurities which are associated with glycosides, particularly with phenolidal glycosides, and how to remove them. So the following methods may be applied to separate the glycosides from unwanted substances which occur quite generally in all plant materials. Wherever we are doing research or we are aiming to isolate any type of phytochemical, whether it is terpene, whether it is steroid, flavonoid, we have to follow all these procedures. Number one, the removal of waxy, fatty substances and coloring material like chlorophyll. The extracted alcoholic concentrate. Actually, whatever we have got out of alcohol extraction and after removal of alcohol, always we will be addressing that is called alcoholic concentrate. Because if we say only alcoholic extract, it means still alcohol may be there. So alcoholic concentrate means already alcohol is, the solvent is removed. So with alcoholic concentrate is treated with benzene, either with benzene or hexane or petroleum ether. And number two, second part, after treating with any of these non-polar, they are all non-polar substances. I mean the solvents, they are benzene, hexane and petroleum ether. Once we are treating our alcoholic concentrate with any one of them, it is sure that waxy material and gummy material and fatty material, chlorophyll, they are removed, but still in traces it may be there. But of course we can say 99%, 98% they are cleared. Then second point, removal of free sugars. Because all the glycosides and plant materials, there are two types of sugars. Whether the sugar is combined like glucose or arabinose or xylose or raminose, they are all monosaccharides. Sometimes they can be as a disaccharide, fructose. So either they are combined with the non-sugar portion like flavone, like steroid, like terpene, or they are found in free state. So the one which is combined, already it is going along with flavone molecule, no problem. But now we are interested to remove the free sugar. For that we have to do the fermentation. So the second point, removal of the free sugar from alcoholic extract by fermentation with Baker's yeast. Baker's yeast, that with the yeast it will be fermented and it will be filtered out. Number three, the removal of acids. There are a lot of organic acids, and to remove all those organic inorganic acids by precipitation, and that precipitation is only possible when we are treating it with suitable base. So these suitable bases with precipitation with bases such as MgO, barium hydroxide, BOS twice, and calcium carbonate. Generally we are using these three bases to precipitate any type of impurity of acid. Then after that precipitation, because all these things are clear, and now we are towards purification. 80-90% are clear. Now number four, the preferential absorption of glycosides on various substances. For example, that is, I have already told you, charcoaling. So whatever is remaining in traces, now we have to go for various type of adsorbent that will absorb the different type of very minute colors in traces. If we are doing the charcoaling, I have already told you how to do the charcoaling, how to prepare the charcoal bed. And then preferential treatment means we will go for chromatographic technique. So that is used for this purpose. Number five, separation and identification. After doing that charcoaling, then we are going to follow chromatographic technique where we have selected adsorbent. In the case of flavonoidal glycosides, mainly we are using silica gel adsorbent for TLC, thin layer chromatography. So either we are using thin layer chromatography or we are using column chromatography. And for column there is separate silica gel for column as a adsorbent. So these chromatographic techniques are used to identify and to separate. And then on paper also, but paper is very rare. Mostly 90% cases we are using either TLC or column. And these two techniques that we are using in the lab, so these are all enough to separate them. And once they are separated with specific solvent system for flavonoidal glycosides, I have already discussed that. And what spots we are getting, now they are identified and they are separated. So here we are, with the help of chromatographic technique, we are getting two informations. First, how many flavonoidal glycosides there, and they are identified that they are flavonoidal glycosides 3, 4, 5 or 6. After this chromatographic analysis, then we will follow for structure determination. So the separation and identification of flavonoid glycosides by chromatographic techniques like TLC, paper and column, these are modern analytical techniques and for separation and purification of the glycosides. Now with this separation, then in the next lecture I am going to discuss further. So after this separation and identification and purification, still it is only qualitative. We need quantitatively in quantity, maybe 500 milligram, 200 milligram for the structure determination. So for that we have to go for preparative TLC or for we have to run the column in order to get all these pure substances in good quantity. So with this I will stop. Thank you very much for watching the lecture.